you can look at, if you actually are paying attention to the game of basketball and you're looking at the impact. I get it. Scotty's more versatile and all that BS, but Cade, come on, a 6'7" point guard who's out there doing things that we haven't seen. Like,
Right.
it's it's frustrating to say the least.
What's going on? I want to welcome you from F4 for today, Monday, April 25th. I am your host, Sean Murphy, alongside my partner in crime, Jeff Iafrady. Jeff, what's going on, brother? It's good to see you.
Oh, it's going. It's going. Thanks, Sean. I'm happy to be here, Sean, for a couple of reasons. Number one, we could talk about something that Pistons fans kind of, we took some shots at some NBA writers this weekend, but it's time to clear the air. It's time to talk about it a little bit.
We got some bull to talk about, man, because Cade Cunningham, for those of you that did not pay attention, did not win the Rookie of the Year award. That went to the Toronto Raptors' own Scotty Barnes. Even though the Rookie of the Year was on lock, apparently it wasn't on lock enough to where Scotty Barnes could just come through at the last second and win the award. But the voting for Rookie of the Year is really the part that gets to me, because it was the closest Rookie of the Year voting since the 90s. And it ended up with Barnes receiving 48 first place votes, followed by Evan Mobley with 43. And Cade Cunningham got 9. Not only did he get 9, he then got, I believe, 78 third place votes. So just the consensus was that Cade Cunningham was the third best rookie, even though ESPN recently did a list revealing their top players under 25. Cade Cunningham finished 6th on that list, above Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes. Cade Cunningham finished above both of them in points. He finished above both of them in assists. He finished below Mobley maybe in rebounds, but he was everywhere on the stat sheet. He helped his team win. In fact, Jeff, I could literally go all day. I'm pissed. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
I think a part of it too, and Charles Barkley kind of hinted at this as well when they discussed Evan Mobley. He said, and it's funny, he didn't even bring up Cade Cunningham and the Pistons, but that's another discussion. He said
Detroit versus everybody.
How many? He said, in reality, how many games do we have on TNT of Cleveland? And they're like, well, we had Cleveland and Toronto a lot. Like, they didn't even bring up Detroit, and that kind of ties into the argument. I think a lot of because these are NBA writers, guys. These guys watch big basketball games. They're not paying attention to Detroit. I mean, they are, I'm sure, but the reality is, if you give Herb Jones a third place vote, something's wrong, Sean.
Right.
I mean, what is, and that was one person, but that goes for the majority, because again, Cade Cunningham, I get it, the first stretch of games, he struggled coming back. He didn't obviously off that injury. But since then, and since early this year, even, I mean, the month of March, robbery, should have won Rookie of the Month. I mean, we talked about him only, since the rookie just tends to do it is Michael Jordan. So Scotty Barnes won Rookie of the Month. And it's frustrating. But again, I'm not surprised. I mean, we've been talking about the reality for this for a while, and people in Detroit are blessed to see Cade Cunningham. But the reality is, how many of these guys are actually watching? Because if they watch these games, he's the most, I mean, honestly, if you look at if you did a redraft, who's going number one, Sean?
Cade Cunningham again.
So it's obviously not with Cade as a player. It's the who played the most games. Scotty played the most games. So it's just, it doesn't make sense. I mean, this isn't Joel Embiid when he didn't win Rookie of the Year. He played in like 30 games. There's like a 5, 10, 15 game difference. Like
I think to me, where I'm pissed, or I guess what doesn't make sense to me, is what Nick Wright pointed out on Twitter over the weekend. And when you have me agreeing with Nick Wright on something, there might be a problem, because he's very opinionated about basketball. I do love Nick Wright in all seriousness. But we live in an odd time where Rookie of the Year voting puts a bigger emphasis on winning and team success than MVP voting did, which makes 0 sense, because we never look at what a player's done in the Rookie Year as far as winning goes. We don't care that LeBron's team was 12 games under 500.
No,
whereas Melo's was 1 or 2 under. Like, we don't care. We look at what LeBron's done over the course of his career. We looked at the production of their Rookie Year and saw that LeBron was the better player. We knew that he was going to ultimately be the better player, and we knew he was the better rookie. So why is it that for some reason in MVP, we're more willing to vote for guys that are, say, farther down the standings? Now, Nikola Jokic had an incredible year. Statistically, was amazing. He's more than likely going to be the MVP. His team is 6th in the Western Conference, right? That's fine. But why is Rookie of the Year the one that we're really worried about winning? Because that shouldn't be the case. It
No,
really
not at
shouldn't.
all. Not at all. And that doesn't, I'm glad you brought up the LeBron and Carmelo argument, because that's the most interesting one. You look at LeBron, better player. And in this instance, I believe Cade, the best player out of all of them. I mean, what the impact he has on the floor, and not to mention, people don't talk about this at all. I mean, I tweeted about this. He's in the echelon of Steph Curry, LeBron James, and even Darius Garland, who is Evan Mobley's teammate, in the amount of times he's double teamed per possession or in a game. So I believe in a game he gets like 13, 14 double teams per night statistically, and I believe LeBron and Curry are right around that area.
Yep.
And Garland was up there as well. So not to mention what he has to go through as a rookie. He's overcame a lot. And I mean, you could talk about, he's leading the all rookies in scoring, but he has the most opportunities on his team. Doesn't matter. He's getting the most attention. So not only is he doing that, what he's doing on the other side of the ball and how he's contributing to his teammates, getting other guys involved, making other guys better. I mean, Sean, you can look at, if you actually are paying attention to the game of basketball and you're looking at the impact, I get it. Scotty's more versatile and all that BS, but Cade, come on, a 6'7" point guard who's out there doing things that we haven't seen. Like, it's frustrating to say the least.
And the only other reason why Scotty Barnes really was able to get to where he was, I mean, a lot of it is this guy was playing high 30, low 40 almost the entire season, because the Raptors literally went 8 deep through the entire year. They had a rotation of 8-9 guys. That's it. And so therefore, Scotty coming in day one, he's kind of playing a smaller role, still has some stuff that he's doing, and he did shoot pretty well. He was pretty effective. Like Scotty Barnes, good player.
Consistent.
Consistent. Solid. Nothing to do with him. Evan Mobley, another really good player. Nothing to do with him. Defensively, probably one of the best defensive rookies we've seen quite a while, other than Herb Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans. But Cade Cunningham, ever since, especially 2022, but even beyond October, even beyond November, like December on, Cade Cunningham well above his class. If that was the Cade Cunningham we got all year, do you think that changes this award, or do you think it was really just going to come down to which team was doing which team was the most successful? Do you think even if Cade played like that all year, if Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley were still winning games the way that they would, do you think that changes the award, or do you really think that was just the factor?
That's a great point.
That the Pistons weren't winning?
That's a great point, because to be honest, Sean, my heart tells me no. I feel like even if he was consistent, I mean, again, it's sad that teams have to. And don't get me wrong, I want to say this real quickly. For us Pistons fans, okay, we're talking about Cade Cunningham to be Rookie of the Year, and you mentioned it already about Evan Mobley, quite frankly, the best defensive player in this class. Like, we can get that straight. Scotty Barnes, what he can do. Like, we can say this draft class is very talented.
Yeah.
But there's just been one player that has made the most impact out of all these guys. I mean, listen, we're seeing it. We have 20/20 vision, at least at this point, watching basketball. So I don't know. I really don't. And the fact that just the one voter, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I know Easy went at him on Twitter, who voted Herb Jones for 3rd place over Cade. That makes me question, guys. Like, what are you watching?
This is the same group of people where Derrick Rose a couple years ago got a 1st place voting in MVP. Like, that's the problem, is that, like, when we're looking at these votes, there's always going to be those outliers. Like, even Jalen Green got a 2nd place vote, and nothing against Jalen Green, but Jalen Green was
too. Yeah, he was hooping too.
Yeah, he was hooping too, but he wasn't a top 3 rookie this year.
No,
not at all.
No. Consistent.
But again, if you go, and it's kind of like what we talked about before, right? If you want to make the statistical argument, it's Cade Cunningham. If you want to make the affecting on winning argument, it's also Cade Cunningham. Led in clutch points. Also, as the second half went on, they were when Jeremy was healthy, the team was going. They were a significantly better team, only a couple games under 500. When Cade was out of the lineup, the Pistons were a disaster. They were a completely different team.
Yeah. And I want to just say this too, like, just to add the icing on the cake, when these guys played together in the Rising Stars game, who won MVP? Like, these guys are all playing together, and Cade was the MVP, and those guys were obviously fine. Evan Mobley was standing right behind him. Yep. He deserved MVP.
How about when he played Scotty Barnes this year? 4-0.
Yeah. when he played anybody, Evan Mobley as well. I mean, he's beating these rookies head to head with a worse team. And it makes me wonder, like, Scotty, you mentioned it. They went 8 deep, and Scotty was the 4th leading scorer on his team. Like, and I get it, scoring's not everything, but I mean, come on, you can make a case. There's 3-4 other guys that, like, Scotty was out.
Well, okay,
barely
but they
playing.
They have OG Anunoby. They have Fred VanVleet. They have Pascal Siakam. You can make the argument that Scotty Barnes is the 5th best starter on the Toronto Raptors.
And you saw it yesterday. I mean, when Toronto played and Scotty, or yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, but when Scotty played, he didn't play a lot of minutes coming off an injury.
Yeah.
What did Toronto do? They still led the game with the guys they had and Fred VanVleet was on one leg. So, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know, Sean. I'm
Scotty
speechless.
was good. Again,
he was damn good.
Yeah. In fact, there's a lot of things where Scotty Barnes looks like a tantalizing prospect, where he could be like a modern day form of Magic, like the way that he plays. But like, man, to say that he was a better rookie than Cade Cunningham, just when us as Pistons fans, listen, man, I understand the games that we played this year did not matter nearly as much as the games that Toronto played or the games that Cleveland played, because they're actually playing. They were actually playing for playoff minutes. They're actually playing for a spot. I know we were rebuilding. I know this season didn't mean as much in that sense, but just to minimize what Cade did, to have the closest voting we have had since 1998, when it was Jason Kidd and I forgot who it was. Wasn't it Dirk? No, it wasn't Dirk. I'll find it. But it was the Jason Kidd year when they gave out co-rookie of the years.
Yeah.
Was the last time it was this close. And it was so close. And they gave it to the wrong guy. And that's the thing that boggles my mind.
No, it doesn't make sense. And again, historically, you can make the argument, like, it already came out, Cade to end the season, ended in 59 career games. This isn't even to complete the season. 59 career games.
Only player, Great Hill, by the way.
Only player to record at least 1,000 points, 320 rebounds, 320 assists. I mean, he's in the echelon of LeBron, Michael Jordan. We went through this, Magic Johnson, Luka Doncic. Like, these are guys that, I mean, rookie of the year winners, and the guy doesn't get acknowledged. So the only thing I can think of, Sean, would be, number one, guys aren't watching the Detroit Pistons. And number two, the problem is, I guess, is the amount of games. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, is it the health? I don't know. Is the winning and the health combined? It has to what it has to be. If he played all 82 games, would this still be a conversation? I don't know. Maybe it is winning.
Right.
But again, keep that same energy.
Scotty only played 10 more games than Cade. So
next I guess year, when you vote for rookie of the year, it better be to the rookie who won the most games, at least, or at least with had the best team, because you can't do that. You got to stay consistent with that.
Yeah, 100%, and that's got to go between each award. There's got to be some form of consistency, because it's now gotten to the point where guys don't win an award because we're bored of them winning the award, and that's just where this is wrong, in my opinion. I think awards in themselves in the NBA have taken on a whole new meaning that they didn't even have in the past. And I think that's just how with the press and how they vote it and what the award means to them is all different. There's just this, I'm just going to say it. It's a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So with that, Jeff, what should we expect from Cade Cunningham coming into next year? Because I think it's going to be scary hours for the rest of the league.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe, Sean. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, the Pistons will probably be around, at least should be in the play-in tournament. That's the expectation this year for me. With Cade, it depends a lot solely on who they get, because depending on the talent around him, he obviously can get more points, be more effective. I think he should be at least 20 points a game, and then the rest will, solve itself. It could be 22, 6 and 6, maybe 22, 5.5, 5.5, whatever it is. But if he can just get more free throws, like the guy's doing everything else with 2 free throw attempts a game. So if he can up those free throw attempts, he's going to be at least a 20-point scorer. So next year, and he's going to be more consistent. The efficiency is going to be better. Hopefully, who knows? He'll work on his 3-point shooting and at least from off the dribble. He'll be deadly. He'll be coming for heads next year, Sean. I think he'll be more motivated than ever.
100%. Yeah, 100%. His efficiency got better as the season went on. His shot got better as the season went on. His consistency, night to night, the guy was he was a way better player in game 82 than he was right at the beginning of the season. So I just expect this to fuel him and to put a fire in him. I'm hoping next year, he makes it through the summer healthy, makes it through training camp healthy, and gets on the court and gets a full training camp. But the rest of the league, man, good luck, because Cade Cunningham's coming, man.
And another thing to add too is like Cade Cunningham through his rookie season, getting double teams as much as he did, adjusting to that. I think he'll have the most experience in terms of like when guys go after him and
Oh
solely
yeah.
focus on him. Scotty Barnes, I mean, he's never, at least going into a game, they're not looking at Scotty. You're the number one option. Cade is the number one option, especially when Jeremy Grant was out. So
Mhm.
I'm telling you, the experience he was able to get. You talked about it, second half of the season, more efficient.
Mhm.
Woo! Depending on if
Yeah.
they add more talent around him. I mean, you got Jabari over there. Like,
Yeah,
good luck.
we have salary cap, we have a lottery pick,
Yeah.
we have
Chet
we
Holmgren. Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah, we have assets to use. The Detroit Pistons, unlike the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors, are going to have a high lottery pick to put alongside them. You know, Cleveland will get that bottom of the lottery.
Because that's how that works.
Uh-huh.
When you're a rookie who goes to the number one overall team, your
Mhm.
team isn't that good. So
Turns out,
usually
who would've
it
thought?
doesn't. Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thought? It's not likely that you go to a team that ends up making the playoffs immediately. I mean, it doesn't happen. I mean, you
Yeah,
saw remember the Warriors had the number 2 pick and they took James Wiseman. Everyone knew in the right man they were not supposed to be there. Like that's how
Mhm.
sometimes that happens. So get out of here.
Even the Raptors, like a
They were not.
program. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like we knew that they were dealing with health issues. We
Yeah.
knew it was kind of like a bounce back year. They were playing literally in their wrong city. They weren't even in Toronto the
They were in
entire year.
Tampa.
They were in Tampa Bay. Like they were using like a freaking college practice facility. You know what I mean? Like that's not what's going to lead. And they were insanely young. There's a lot of context to it that matters. Even the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Like looking at that roster, they had way more talent on paper than us going into the season. So there's just a lot of things to it. This award is bullshit. What are your thoughts? We want to know
Down.
Yeah, let us know down in the comment section down below. Jeff, before I let you go real quick, what's been your favorite playoff series so far?
Oh, no doubt right now it's Boston. But even though it's been, the way it's gone, just because of the storyline, I picked the Nets to win. That's who I had in my pick 'em. So I'm probably the most drawn to that series. But if I had to go with the best series to watch, man, I guess Memphis and Minnesota. That's probably the most entertaining.
Been fun, man.
That's been the most entertaining.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the Warriors too. Been a lot of fun watching them as well. We did.
They're just fun. I love watching them.
Yeah, we did a video on that last week. Be sure to check that out down below. But there's going to be a lot of content coming out about the NBA playoffs, the NBA offseason, the NBA draft. You're going to want to be sure that you're subscribed here. You're also going to want to make sure that you're following my guy, Jeff, on Twitter wrong side, at Jeff Iafrady.
Appreciate
and
you,
you're on also follow myself on Twitter at Sean Halfcourt, but also follow us on Twitter. That is down in the description as well. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will catch you next time from Half Court. Be sure to subscribe.